Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES Television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.
I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tucker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy. You look great. And it's so nice to have her back, Sallie Glassman. Hello, Sallie Ann. Voodoo priestess, writer, and artist, here to tell us about a special ceremony next week. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hello. And also with us, of course, Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com.
That should scare you right there.
And, oh man, later on, we'll have an excerpt from one of 3 newly digitized episodes of Morgus Presents, featuring the mad scientist himself. WYES is broadcasting these episodes Saturday evening, 2 hours worth. And I am wearing a spooky headpiece by artist Jan McKenzie. And also thanks to our friend Maria K. Chetta, who sent us these Halloween cookies by Joan Farrell Mathis. I think we have maybe a photo of that, but also you can see them here. Look at that, along with some very ghostly Tootsie Roll Pops. All right. Anyway, thank you, thank you. And Poppy, we've got some season-appropriate toasting coming up.
Well, you know, Peggy, we've talked Halloween for several weeks because I just can't get enough of it, obviously. And, you know, what follows Halloween is All Saints and All Souls. And the Mexican tradition of Dia de los Muertos altars is alive and well in New Orleans. You'll find altars in City Park's botanical gardens, at all the Felipes, and at the Loa Hotel. At the Loa Bar at the International House Hotel. So they want you to come in and observe the holiday with cocktails from Abigail Gullo. She's serving things like the Cocktail de Muerto, a frozen Mexican hot chocolate. There's that Abigail, I love her. And how about a reposada in pace? I don't know. They're mysterious to me, but I bet they're delicious. Go see Abigail and she'll fix you up, and you can leave a little memento on the altar.
Oh.
It's a lovely tradition. Now, it's time to talk about one of my favorite places and some of my favorite people, and that's Tony Mandina's restaurant in Gretna. They are celebrating 40 years. Congratulations. To celebrate, they've got some new hours of operation. They're serving lunch now Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays from 11 till 2. Dinner is now on Thursday nights, too, as well as Friday and Saturday from 5 until 9. So they've got that new night, which is Thursday night, and they're celebrating with 50% off select bottles of wine and take-out lunch specials. Where can you get lunch? Now, there is that adorable Lindsay and Colette, who, of course, purchased the restaurant from the family, from Tony and Grace.
They are adorable.
They are adorable, and I love them. And so their take-out lunch specials for $10 on Wednesday, you can get the chicken Lindsay Grace. On Thursdays, you can get their lasagna. And on Friday, for $10, you can take out shrimp and crab ravioli. And I want to make sure everybody knows to come and see us this Saturday at Dorignac's, because we will be signing in Tony Mandina's kitchen from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And then there's the book that I wrote with Colette. It's such with so many delicious recipes, all the recipes from the restaurant. And then for their 40th anniversary, that will be celebrated on November the 12th at the restaurant in Gretna from 6 until 9. Colette and I will be there signing books.
All right, great, thank you. Yes, and I know you love that book project. I remember when you were working on it.
I got the most wonderful family as a
so
bonus.
very
It was a
nice.
great gift.
Yeah. Well, Sallie, we have you on practically every year to come and talk about this because it's very reverential. The Day of the Dead celebration. Tell us about your plans.
So this is our 42nd year doing this. I don't think I've been on your show 42 years in a row, but often, and thank you for that.
Sure.
The Day of the Dead is when, in Mexico, when the dead come back to visit us. And it's not a spooky thing, it's a celebratory thing, that our beloved dead come back and we get to hang out with them, and people decorate the tombs and in the cemetery and hang out with their beloved dead. And in Haiti, on the beginning of November, are the days when the Gede spirits, the spirits who rule over the dead, come back and visit us. And we have big celebrations for them. And at the Healing Center on November 1st, we will have all kinds of beautiful interfaith altars throughout the lobby. We'll have vendors selling beautiful arts and crafts. And then at 7 o'clock, we start our full-on Haitian voodoo ceremony to honor the Gede. And everybody's invited to come. We ask them to wear either white with a purple headscarf or black and purple, which is why I am dressed this way in honor of the Gede.
And you can bring little offerings?
We ask everybody to bring a little offering.
And what might that be like?
So the Gedes have particular tastes. You could bring something that your beloved dead likes. But the Gedes like cigars. They like sunglasses with one lens because they see between the worlds of the living and the dead. They like goat stew, anything having to do with skeletons or skulls. Hot peppers they like. They're dead, so they're hungry. They'll eat almost anything.
And so you have the ceremony. So it's a full evening. We just saw the whole rundown. And so from 7 to 10 though is the ceremony.
Is the ceremony, and then after the ceremony, we walk to the corner where there's a spirit boat that was built during Katrina to carry the souls of Katrina dead, and we feed the dead. We say prayers again from diverse traditions honoring the dead. And we all light candles and pass flame and say the praise names of our beloved dead.
Oh,
it's very beautiful.
So NewOrleansHealingCenter.org for more details.
Yes.
But my goodness, 42 years?
42 years, which is giving away my age a little bit.
Just a bit. Thank you so much. And moving over to Ellen.
Well, we start off with a little bit of sad news because we want to acknowledge the passing of New Orleans actor Scott Jefferson, who passed in Florida last weekend. Scott performed with the Dog and Pony Show, Le Petit, even the New Orleans Shakespeare Festival, and he also represented Moscow Nights as he portrayed Anton Chekhov. You see him there in a series of plays at the International Chekhov Festival opposite Diana Shortis. So we all are going to gather virtually on Halloween night to remember Scott with photos and memories on the NOLA Theater Talk Show. Everyone's invited to join in. The link will be available on Monday. There you can see where you can see it, and hopefully we'll have a lot of memories shared. Now, we have 3 local productions and a university show to review right now. First off, Le Petit just opened the regional premiere of The Play That Goes Wrong. And leading the cast is right there, Lynx Murphy, who assumes the roles of Christopher Rosewater, the director of the Murder at Havisham Manor, as well as the title character of the inspector, Inspector Carter. The cast is really hilarious. It's a play within a play, similar to what was famous in the British farce Noises Off, where terrible things happen to very bad actors. Ann Beiersdorfer designed this set, which literally begins to fall apart, leading to hilarious scenes in which the actors must counteract the forces of gravity and physics. And Matt Reed, Benjamin Doherty, Dominic Giardina, Yvette Bourgeois, Noah Hazard, Sora, and Kat Wilkinson all complete the cast. It's just really hysterical. After 2 years of shutdowns, Peggy, and little in-person entertainment, The Play That Goes Wrong is the right prescription for what audiences truly need right now. It's going to be on on until November the 6th. Now, over in Kenner, there's a whorehouse that's bringing in lots of customers, and apparently the Kenner authorities are looking the other way. Michael John Smith, who just did a fantastic job in a featured role in Kinky Boots, is now leading the cast as Sheriff Earl Dodd opposite Candace Moses as Miss Mona, the Madam of the Chicken Ranch. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas also stars Ricky Graham as the outraged Melvin P. Thorpe, a flamboyant reporter who breaks the story about Miss Mona and the girls. And the girls in question all sing beautiful songs like Hard Candy Christmas and Girl, You're a Woman. They're all really good and just too numerous to name right now, however. Valencia Pleasant as Jewel also joins with Miss Mona on No Lies. Now, Jennifer Eastland is the music director, and I want to remind everybody that this is unusual. The cast is actually joined with a live music ensemble, which has everybody, including the Aggies there, cheering in the aisles at Rivertown. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas will be open until authorities step in on Sunday, November the 6th. Now, closing much sooner than that will be Justin Maxwell's world premiere of The Canopic Jar of My Sins, and I won't go through the whole title because it's very long. It's a farcical look at the destruction of the environment through the actions of people we otherwise salute as our heroes. Becca Chapman is there as the last Easter Islander, and Laura Burness as the accidental inventor of PVDC, Ralph Wiley. And Becca also plays in the earlier act, The Goonie Revenant, part of I guess you might call him a tribunal intent on prosecuting Wiley for what his discovery has done to the planet. Cammie West also joins as the Roger Waters. And here's a shot of Andrea Watson, of course, from Fat Squirrel Productions, with the playwright Justin Maxwell. And then the cast here, they performed last week when Laura was out due to an injury, and Alex Smith there stepped right in to take her place. The show at the Fortress of Lushington, unfortunately, closes tomorrow. It is The Canopic Jar of My Sins. Also, just a few more days remain to see Sarah Ruhl's play, Melancholy Play. This is about 20 years old, in which she explores the emotional state of melancholy as well as the state of being happy. The Loyola University cast really does a great job translating this play with great projections, and it's a typical Sarah Ruhl, very funny situation play, and that show will play its last performance this Saturday night at 7:30. Last reminder, I want to let everybody know about Julie Benko. Now, she's the one who played between Beanie Feldstein and now Leah Michele on Broadway as Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl. She is going to be Seth Rudetsky's guest this Sunday at 7 o'clock New Orleans time as they perform on the Broadway World Concerts, the Seth Concert Series. So check that out. And last but not least, Peggy. The Tennessee Williams Theater Festival, you've heard of them, haven't you? They're going to be offering a discount for their partners at the NOLA Project. So if you want to go see The Seagull or How to Eat It, you can get a $10 process discount off of it. But all you have to do is type in TWT Fest Seagull on the NOLA Project site for the tickets. You get $10 off the price, and the show will be closing, unfortunately, on Sunday with a performance tomorrow night, too.
Okay, thank you so much, Alan. And I'm going to kick off our picks of the week first with the 18th Annual Louisiana Book Festival. That's this Saturday. Novelist David Armand is receiving the annual Louisiana Writer Award, and there he is. And longtime Rounder Records producer Scott Billington will discuss his brand new memoir. Louisiana Poet Laureate, she was with us a few weeks ago, Mona Lisa Saloy. She is also a headliner, and publisher Arthur Hardy will talk about the new book on the 150 years of the Rex organization by Dr. Stephen Hales. Now, this year's festival poster is by Noni Adlakin, and the festival takes place downtown in Baton Rouge. It's really something, and it's free, and it's all around the state capitol. It's in the state capitol as well as the near library. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., as we said, free. The Symphony Chorus of New Orleans presents Dan Forrest Requiem for the Living, and a selection of music celebrating life, of course, too. Here's exclusive footage of the chorus in rehearsal, and note, in a Saints t-shirt, young Rad Jennings, guest soloist. And the Symphony Chorus of New Orleans performs Sunday at 2 p.m. at Holy Name of Jesus Church. That's right there on St. Charles Avenue. They'll also be doing a composition by the late, great Moses Hogan. For tickets, go to symphonychorus.org. Kudos to chorus director Stephen Edwards and videographer Romney Richard. The St. Claude Arts Park opened last Friday in Old Araby. Moreau Foundation board members, artists, general public folks, and officials gathered last Friday, as we said, for a ribbon-cutting ceremony to celebrate the opening of the Arts Park. That's at 6619 St. Claude Avenue. The new outdoor venue is the latest addition to the St. Claude Arts Campus. It's a public interest project designed to leverage arts and culture as a driver for economic development. And let me just show you, let's back up to the Moreau Foundation board members. Let me show you from left. These are wonderful folks. And on the left is Bill Haynes, and then Floyd Gu, Rita Gu, and Chris Haynes. And to learn more about having free events in the park, what a deal. Go to stclaudearts.org. And Renee Broussard of Zeitgeist is going to be organizing that. That's a busy guy. And WYES is bringing you something special this weekend before Halloween, the return of Morgus the Magnificent. On Saturday night, tune in for three restored episodes of Morgus Presents from the 1980s, plus some special segments celebrating Morgus's 6 decades on New Orleans television. If you grew up watching him, you'll remember this.
Good evening. Welcome to Morgus Presents.
Yeah. It looks pretty quiet in there, Chopsley. I don't think we have anything to work. Oh, hello there, friends of science. Doctors, those of the higher order, and of course, you great charitable Americans who give so much to others. Tonight is your night to give the ultimate sacrifice, my friends. Every one of you watching will be given a chance to be part of our great experiment. Never before in television has anything quite like this been done. As a matter of fact, in a moment, we will open up the secret room. You know about that. Chopsley is going to go inside and bring out many of the patients who rely on my Chopsley, oh, don't worry about it. He'll do it.
Oh, can't wait. Tune in for Morgus Presents and lots of Morgus memories at Saturday night from 9 to 11 p.m. only on WYES and the free WYES and PBS apps. That is going to be so much fun. And now time for our picks of the week. Poppy.
Hey, Morgus looks great after all these years, doesn't he?
I'm telling
Maybe
you.
I could be digitally remastered.
That's
That
right.
might
We all
work
want
for
to
me.
be. Exactly.
Anyway, if you don't have Halloween plans yet, I suggest that you celebrate at Bar Marilou. They're hosting the Witching Hour with a special dinner menu and cocktails like the Unreliable Navigator and the Poison Apple. Woo! It sounds like a hauntingly good time. All the witches will be there, so I'll be looking for you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Yes. Sally Ann.
So not quite as spooky as Morgus, but I'm going to pick my own shop,
Absolutely.
which is the Island of Salvation Botanica and Magical Pharmacy is its name. And we're in the front of the New Orleans Healing Center at 2372 St. Claude Avenue. And we provide everything from chicken foot fetishes to Mexican Day of the Dead, sugar skulls and candles and oils and incense and anything anybody might want to use to reach out towards spirit.
Yes.
And
And by fetish in this particular context, we're talking about more like totems. Would that
Yes,
be
totems,
okay?
yes.
Just clarifying.
And they're intended for
We're not
protection.
kinky here.
We're not. Definitely not.
No, but you have a lot of
Leave
wonderful
that for the
things.
Geddes.
And I love holy statues, and I remember buying a holy statue from you.
Holy
of the
statues,
saints.
and also in our lobby are the beautiful sculptures and statues that Ricardo Pistanio has made, and the shrines for Marie Laveau, and everybody is welcome even when it's not Halloween time. We're open 7 days a week, so come in and check us out.
And also, we should say earlier, you'll have a lot of altars on view earlier in the evening.
Yeah,
of the Day
on the
of
Day of the Dead,
Yeah.
and some of them stick around
Okay,
year
well,
round.
that's good to know, yeah. And thank you very much, and on to Alan.
Well, for those of us who know about the higher order, we'll see Morgus. But I have to tell you that because my pick has got to be the national tour of The Lion King. I mean, after all, Simba's girlfriend is Nala, which is spelled backwards Alan. So there you go.
There you go.
It'll be
Only you would know that.
It's the Sanger Theater's next production. It's going to be there for 2 weeks. The Disney classic should be fantastic, directed as it was and designed by Julie Taymor. So I'll see you all at the theater.
All right, and I have more picks on Sunday. Of course, it's this weekend, of course, is so packed, right? The Marigny Opera House will present an All Hallows Eve concert with music by Jeff Pagano, inspired by silent horror movies. The show begins at 8 o'clock, and that's, of course, on that day, All Hallows Eve, and that's the former, a lot of people may remember, Holy Trinity Church right there in St. Ferdinand. All right. The Broadside, one of my favorite places, will hold a Backstreet Cultural Museum tribute to culture bearers that we have lost in the recent past. There will also be a free concert. Of course, that's November 1st. The Treme Brass Band and Little Rascals will perform from 6 to 9, and it's free. It's very nice. Also at the Broadside, on Thursday, I'm so looking forward to this, the Electric Yak Quartet with pianist Andre Boren will play music by Queen, the Beatles, and even Rachmaninoff. Okay, so go to broadsidenola.com for tickets. So much fun. All of this. Oh my goodness. And before we leave you, though, I'm going to ask you, Sallie, though, how did you become a voodoo practitioner?
It was an odd and long journey from being a Jewish vegan in Maine, in Nowhere, Maine. But it was a calling from spirit, and I answered it. I just didn't have the wherewithal to say no. The doors opened, and I walked through them.
Well, one thing I really appreciate, you've been here since the late 70s, but you're also very much a community activist, and the Healing Center is a perfect example of that as well.
Yeah, one that may put me in an early grave, but
We wouldn't want that, would we?
No.
All right. Well, it's great to have you back with
Thank
us.
you so much.
Thank you all very much, and thank you for watching. Good night.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES Television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.